Welcome to the Hydro Systems AquaBlend troubleshooting video. If your AquaBlend injector is not working properly, this video will help you identify the cause of the issue as well as assist you in identifying the right solution. During the video, I will refer to picture numbers and part numbers so that you can follow along if you have your repair manual with you. If this is a new AquaBlend unit that was just installed and you are not hearing a clicking sound, more than likely the issue is that you don't have water flowing through the unit. Here are 5 simple things that may disrupt water flow to your new AquaBlend injector. 1. Have the red plugs at the inlet and outlet fittings been removed? Is the unit installed backwards because the arrows on the unit must point in the direction of the water flow? Is the water turned on? When turning on the water, it is very important to make sure that you slowly open the valves. Another thing to consider is the water flow rate. If the water flow rate is too high or too low, the unit will not operate properly. The range is from 0.04 to 11 gallons per minute. If the flow rate is below, you will need to increase it. If it is above, you will need to reduce it. Another possibility is if the operating pressure exceeds 90 psi, you will need to install a pressure regulator. Now, if your AquaBlend injector is currently in operation or you just performed scheduled maintenance and you are having a problem and need to troubleshoot the cause, please make sure, for safety reasons, that the first thing you do is turn off the water supply and depressurize the systems to the injector. At this time, you are ready to safely diagnose the cause of your injector not working properly. If the problem is that your injector is not clicking, the following issues may be causing this. Is there air trapped in the unit? To check, simply press in the bleeder button until the water comes out. This will release any trapped air. Is the bypass valve open? Please check, and if it is open, close it. Typically, when the AquaBlend unit is not clicking, more than likely it is caused by a broken spring or that your motor piston assembly is scored or showing wear. If either of these issues is evident, please refer to Kit H, which is part number 017200. Before performing motor piston repair, the first thing you will want to do is remove the check valve assembly by removing the nut at the bottom of the lower end. Next, remove the check valve assembly, which includes the poppet, spring, and gasket. Now, you will want to remove the cylinder from the main body of the unit by unscrewing the lower end. Inspect the inner cylinder for wear or damage and replace with Kit F, which is part number 017235 WSP. At this point, you are ready to remove the dosing shaft assembly. Turn the shaft assembly a quarter of a turn and pull down to remove. Inspect the gasket for any type of wear. If it is worn, you will want to replace the gasket. The next thing we need to do is remove the cap. To do so, you will need to unscrew the cap counterclockwise. At this point, you can now remove the motor from the main housing and do a visual inspection. The first thing you will want to look at is the main body that houses the piston. Does it have extensive scoring or show signs of wear? If so, it is best to simply replace the main body. The main body is number 1 in your repair manual, which is part number 102803. Now, take a look at the main piston assembly. Are the springs in good shape? Do they look overly worn or corroded? Is there any scoring or major wear on the upper flange? If either the springs are damaged or you have any scoring or wear on the upper flange, it is best to replace the motor piston assembly using Kit H, which is part number 017200. If everything looks to be in good working order, you can now reinstall the motor in your AquaBlend unit by placing the motor into the main housing, ensuring that the wider part of the motor is in the up position. Next, make sure the top cap has a large O-ring installed along the rim. Place the cap onto the upper housing, screwing it on hand tight. It is now time to reassemble the lower end. Install the dosing shaft into the body, turning it a quarter turn to assure it is locked in. Next, we need to reassemble the lower end cylinder. Place the white gasket on top of the outer cylinder and screw it into the body and hand tighten. Next, we need to replace the check valve assembly. The first thing you need to do is to take the check valve poppet and install the spring on the upper flat portion of the poppet. You will see that there are two little hooks where the spring sits into on the crosshair. Insert the poppet and spring assembly into the wide part of the nipple, making sure that the spring side is up. Place the white gasket on top of the spring. Screw on the check valve assembly to the lower end cylinder assembly. Insert your suction tube and hand tighten the nut. Now that you have replaced the motor piston assembly, it is very important to make sure your water filter is clean. We at Hydro Systems always recommend that a filter be installed prior to the AquaBlend injector. And assuming that your mesh size is correct, please clean the filter. A 140 mesh or 104 micron filter or finer is recommended for your filter. Thank you for purchasing your AquaBlend injector. We hope this video was helpful in assisting you in troubleshooting any issues you are encountering. If after watching this video you are still having trouble, please contact Hydro Systems customer service at 1-800-543-7184.